Hello and welcome to Vertical Football. This is your host Shegun, and with me I have Moses. Moses, great to have you here.
I'm good to be back.
Yeah, so this is our last episode on the AFCON, our AFCON recap. The AFCON has come to an end, definitely. A lot of things have occurred after the AFCON. AFCON was hosted by Cote d'Ivoire and also won by Cote d'Ivoire. So how was the final for you, Moses?
Though the final, I was very, very disappointed because the final, let me just put in the general time. So the final was okay, the way I see it, and very entertaining football. And then, the better team won.
Yeah.
So
by far the better team.
Yeah. So they won, and it's not about maybe they have the luck or because they outplayed their opponent, which is Nigeria. So and then they deserve the winning.
Yeah. So for me, I wonder what I saw in that final was, there are two approach to football. It was being displayed in that final. Yeah. The first approach was the Cote d'Ivoire's approach of being proactive. We want to win. Let's go out there and win. And that one was the best way to go about it. Just let us sit back and let's look for maybe a chance or a
little transition
to win and they lost. So looking at the Super Eagles finalists also, because we're Nigerians finalists, what would you say was, even in summary, Nigerians' performance in that AFCON?
Though the performance in this tournament, or let me say the past tournament, this AFCON, I think we Nigeria, let me say we football fans, Nigeria football, we didn't expect maybe we enter this
in the final. Yeah.
And then things happen, and then we get the luck. For me, I would say we have that luck to be in this final because from our first game to the last game, having that performance, the good performance, but at least we came out with the result, which is very important in any football playing style. And what I would say that we had the luck, and then we are able to at least get something out of it, and then it worked out. Though the final was very disappointing because the way we played. Though I was much more disappointed the way they play, because even though our first game, second game, we were in this bad.
Yeah, it was as if I don't know what happened in that final, but the performance on every aspect was just so bad.
Yeah. So very because I didn't expect that. I didn't know we would be playing playing a defensive game in final, which I was very angry, and the opponent really dominated us from beginning to the end, because we even in transition we are waiting for, we couldn't find it.
Couldn't make use of it. So looking at Nigeria, I think you mentioned luck. I think for me, I looked at it, I was like, all through the games, there was no particular game you can point to and say Nigeria played amazingly well in this tournament, but we always had that luck. So I thought that maybe the luck will, sometimes now it happened in football.
Wait, you know what? I can only say the only one match that we play was against Cameroon. That was around.
Against Cameroon, even that Cameroon said the match, that performance is not what you.
Yeah, it's not what the ball. At least that is the only match I can say that Nigeria really played. That I say that at least they played well, and then they win comfortably. That was the only match I say in this tournament that they played and they have the results. The others, absolutely rubbish.
Absolutely rubbish. And I think looking at that tournament, especially that final, in the previous games we were defending, but even our low block was kind of very compact. But the ease at which Cote d'Ivoire got so composed, they were just stringing passes through that low block. So like, are we even the low block? We're not doing the low block well.
No matter how you're trying to play the low block, and you are playing an up player that's more intelligent, that have the perfect style of play. No matter how they will break your low block.
The low block, yeah.
We can see in against South Africa, there was
our midfield was completely gone.
What I can see in our because we only have one marker in the midfield. That is Oyeka. And then maybe we have Iwobi, which because Iwobi is not a marker. If you're gonna check him, he doesn't mark that much. Let me say just coming up. And I understand the coach that he's trying to make use of what he has. You understand what he has, but he got it wrong.
So let's move on to the Nigerian national team. Definitely there were some standout performance in that AFCON. in that Nigeria team, standout players. So if you were to mention the standout players, let's give them a shout out. The standout players in that tournament.
Yeah, I will first. I'll say Semi Ajayi. Semi Ajayi is very, very, very compact, very highly.
I remember at the beginning of the tournament, we're not a fan of him.
Yeah. I know I wasn't a fan of him because the reason why I'm not a fan of him is it's not the way he marked, because he has been excellent in his defensive goal. But in terms of playing down offensive passes, he doesn't have it. He played a lot of missed passes to the opponent several times, which throughout the tournament, which he did, playing long passes, misplaced passes to the opponent. And then I'll go to Kabin Bassi. He's also a very better player for Nigeria at that defense. Then I'll go to Ekong. Ekong has been amazing. You can see that he took the best player of the tournament. So Ekong has been so fantastic. From the start of the tournament to the end, it has been fantastic. And then to the midfield, I'll give to Oyeka too. Oyeka
very strong.
Oyeka has been phenomenal in this tournament. And then I'll give it to Lukman. Lukman really surprised me. Like I wasn't much that expecting much from him like that, but he really delivered. Then I'll give it to Aino. Though he had some bad games, though in the final he had bad games. Though I would say that maybe because he's tired, there's no more rush. African football is very kind of physical in your son. But I will still give it to them. I will give it to Osimhen. I know he didn't score, but he was able to create spaces.
Yeah, and you can't really say create spaces for other people to benefit off of. And you cannot really say that Osimhen was really fed well.
It wasn't because we lack the creativity in the midfield. Which has brought a lot of let me say the way we played. We were not able to play well in the midfield. And that's what we lacked.
That was what we lacked, yes.
Then I'll give it to Nwabali, our
definitely you have to mention
is
the goalkeeper.
Very.
So let's look at one player you mentioned earlier that a lot of people have expressed their opinions about his performance in the AFCON, which is the person of Iwobi.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of cyberbullying has gone around about Iwobi. So first of all, what's your take about Iwobi's performance in that tournament?
Though Iwobi performance, I think I'll give it an average performance. Because first of all, he's our only creative midfielder we had, and we all relied on him. Though he didn't perform to that task, but at least he gave his best. So if we have had another maybe creative midfielder that can support his role, because Iwobi was playing two roles. He was playing as a sometimes a DM, and sometimes as a CM, and sometimes as a offensive midfielder.
Do you think because what me I saw?
That shouldn't be something that he should not have performed very well. But at least he was playing, money-taxing on that pitch. But in lack of passes, I was expecting much better because you are a midfielder and everybody expects you, even though you don't mark, at least you are making the right passes. You understand? You are making the right passes. At least that will create more spaces for Nigeria at the up front, but nothing came up.
Okay, look for me now. Looking at Iwobi, first of all, I was not pleased with Iwobi's performance. Everybody that watches podcast knew that from the beginning of the tournament. I said he's not playing what he should play. But when I analyzed it further, I found out that first of all, maybe we, the Nigerian national team, the fans of that our country's national team, and even the coach, maybe we made a mistake of misprofiling Iwobi. We want Iwobi to be a number 10. But Iwobi doesn't play, wasn't a number, he didn't play as a number 10 for Everton. He played as a right winger most of the times for Everton. Iwobi is not playing as a 10 for Fulham, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So maybe Iwobi, she is not suitable again to play that number 10 role. Maybe we should have looked for another person. Maybe when the coach was trying to construct his team, he should have either gone for a different number 10, or he should have changed the system in order not to use a number 10. He should have gone for a 4-4-2, and have a striker that can drop back into midfield.
Maybe
mobile striker. Maybe Inacho. So that's how I was trying to explain to people that. So I feel first of all, we misprofiled, in my own opinion, Iwobi. And now we are expecting Iwobi to do a job that in his top side he doesn't even do, and he doesn't even seem to have that ability to do it. So and I also blame the coach for his situation, because when you see that this guy cannot do this job, as a coach, you should be able to adapt. Don't just leave a underperforming player in the heat of everything. Because when I watched the South Africa game, I felt if I was the coach of the Nigerian national team, Iwobi was going to start my final. I'm not going to start my final, because in the South Africa game, I could see that Iwobi lost confidence. I asked a question, I think I posted it on the group, or I asked that, is Iwobi playing as a 10 or an 8? Because he receives the ball in the number 8 position, but Iwobi is meant to be in the center. It's as if he has all that confidence to make this happen at the center of the pitch.
But if you're talking about playing player out of position, okay, I clearly understand that it's my affect his performance.
Yes,
I understand. But lack of throwing passes,
I think he lost confidence when he was not delivering.
You understand? So those are my own concern about his performance in the AFCON. I'm not talking about maybe they didn't use him on his preferred position. But my own problem is just like, why is it very, very difficult for him to throw passes someone that is like maybe 2 meters away from you, just like 1 meter away from you, and that doesn't. So I can't just give an excuse because he's being played out of position. That should no, it's a fault, but that should be something that we have to be making as an excuse.
Also, as you said now, not being able to string passes, everybody saw that. Why can't the coach bench Iwobi? Because a player that cannot spring, a midfielder that cannot spring passes, it can't do anything for you. Because the work of the midfield is that the midfielder must be able to make use of the ball.
My own opinion is that after the final, let me just go back to the final. After the equalizing, when could they equalized? From Kessie corner kick. I was thinking maybe Peseiro try to do something, maybe an attacker or someone like Ineacho or Aribo. At least let's remove one defender, maybe Seidu,
and go all out. Because
there is so much pressure. Even before we score.
Before they scored.
Even before we score. Before Econ scored.
Yes,
there were a lot of pressure because we were playing low block. And
the goal was even out of the rhythm of the game.
And again, the low block is not effective. How you play a low block and they are going to...
They are even opening up.
So the low block was not effective. I was expecting something more after the second goal, after the equalizing of Cote d'Ivoire. At least both something new attack. Not that you sit down. This is final. Anything can happen. If we play that final and we are losing goals, I will play very well. Going that this is really play at the end. But no, he said that after second goal, and after trying to play attacking football.
So he's still on the coach. As I said, I felt that final there were a lot of wrong tactical decisions, in my own opinion. And I think one of them was, even when they scored 2-1, I felt that the coach should have kept in this tall guy.
Onuachu.
I felt Onuachu, even the cameraman from the broadcast network that I watched that tournament, was even showing the guy on the bench. Because what you think is a coach that is even coming from the school of the Jose Mourinho. You should understand that when it's things like that, I agree for a goal. I know the area superiority of the likes of Indika and the other centre back that Cote d'Ivoire use. Why can't you use Onuachu, load the ball to Onuachu, let him win the first ball, and your likes of Iheanacho can deal with the second ball? But most of the balls they were trying to load in, you didn't win anyone.
Because why? Because I don't know why, the reason why he failed to bring in Onuachu. Because I was expecting
that this is what you should use. We don't win the first ball in this long ball you are playing.
You bought Timothy, you bought Ineachu, you bought Aribo. At least I was like, try and bring Ineachu. Be playing that long ball. We were playing long ball. When you don't have someone that can win the first ball. Osimhen that he was relying on. He's been marked by 3 or 2 players. The audio matches.
An example of this practice, which everybody with football fans know, was Argentina versus Netherlands.
When the quarterfinal, right? Yeah, I could remember when Luis Van Gaal brought in Weghorst And he delivered, even though the lost a penalty.
They still lost a penalty, but
So
at least
he brought him in and he scored.
and penalty is any man's game.
Yes.
But if he still gives that chance to the penalty, when we have a player of that profile, that this is their specialty, they are always a plan B kind of player. And you see that things are not going well, you want to start playing number. Why can't you bring it? So I think there are a lot of questions about that coach. Do you think who do you think Nigeria should go for now as Super Eagles coach?
I can't really say for now because if you look at the market, you can't see a coach outside. Though you might have somebody like this former Saudi Arabia coach.
Yeah.
No, normal. We look at it because for me, I don't see any coach out there that can do the job currently. Because first of all, we lack the depth, a team depth. We lack it. Though we might have the best forwarders, might have the defensive, but what about the midfield? See, if you don't have it as a team, if you don't have a midfield, a creative midfielders, if you like put markers, a defensive midfielder can only go of a offensive midfielder.
Moses.
And this thing really shows
the winners of the AFCON. You don't have a number 10.
See, they don't have number 10 accepted, but they have someone like Kessie who makes use. You gotta watch Kessie. Where was he in Milan? Kessie play like CM and DM. Most of the time they push him up front because he has that. He can move the ball very well. They have Sangari. They have Seri. They have
Fofana. Yeah.
Look also, though they might not be able to push ball, but the way they use the ball on the pitch, see their passes now.
Yes, I agree with you. Our usage of the ball in this AFCON is not okay.
Just to pass, we find this to pass.
Difficult, yeah.
Except maybe Ekon step in the midfield and play passes.
Or Bassi comes in and does the one.
Those are people that are throwing passes most times.
It's not.
Our midfielder Oyeka is trying. I mean, that one is not the passer. At least he's still making some passes. Look at Iwobi. We were all focused on. Just to throw pass to that match, he was trying to pass to Seidu. Just someone that is beside you. You couldn't pass that ball very accurately. We saw, try to pass. No, I know everything was those. So at least, even though we need a midfielder that makes use of the ball, not that we need creativity. Sometimes we have to use the ball. At least we need a midfielder that can make use of the ball. Even though whether you are a ball resistance, we don't have it.
No, we don't have this one.
We don't have it. And this Cote d'Ivoire, they have there. Look at this Seki or say I don't know, is Seki. The guy is confirmed ball resistance.
Sorry.
Yeah, is it confirmed ball resistance?
Yeah.
Kessie is there. Fofana is there. And they have Adigran and they have see Adika the way he's cooking. I
know. So there's a lot of things about that. So I feel I agree with you that there are not a lot of many options in the coaching part of things now for Nigeria, except we want to bring an unknown manager,
yeah.
Like this Jose Peseiro. So we have to go for either that Saudi Arabia coach or look for an unknown that can come and do the job. And also we have to define our philosophy as a national team. This low block kind of football, it's on the transition kind of football, it's not what we should be doing as a national team.
See, you know what? First of all, it's not about the philosophy of a national team, you understand? But we have to talk about having the right players. You understand? Because first of all, we might think we have the right players, but we don't have it.
We don't have the right players.
Look at midfield.
In some aspects, some positions we have right players. Striking position now.
See. Nigeria is really lacking in that midfield aspect.
Midfield, very, very.
We don't have the midfield.
We are very, very. We don't have depth in our defense.
Let's just leave defense.
But that midfield is very lacking. It's not up to scratch.
If you look at Cote d'Ivoire, Cote d'Ivoire doesn't that they have that defensive.
They don't have the defensive. Now I'm saying. I've said it many times.
But they were able to use their midfield because they make use of the ball very well. They don't make on passes. Go and check Cote d'Ivoire. Even when they lose against Equatorial Guinea, go and check the midfield.
Yeah.
They don't lose passes anyhow.
Yeah. So let's move on to AFCON. Looking at the way forward, AFCON was fantastic in general. The VAR was amazing. At least even Jose Mourinho mentioned things about the success of the VAR. The likes of Gary Neville mentioned and praised the VAR. I think you just have to just improve on it. But there's parts of the AFCON that you have to question. First of all, the pitch. Some of those pitch they used for the AFCON was not okay.
What I would say about Africa generally in terms of maintenance of stadium or maintenance of maybe the pitch. We lack that culture. You understand? I would say that we lack that culture of maintaining. Even the final, I was like, this pitch supposed to be something that at least let it more smoother, at least. You understand?
Yes.
But the ball was just bouncing. That is not an excuse for Nigeria to field.
Yeah, it's not an excuse. We're talking in general now.
And Africa really lack maintenance culture. No matter where you go in Africa, maybe I would say maybe all those not Africa. They have that maintenance culture. But mostly in Africa, wherever you build something, no maintenance. You just because no matter how, if they use it will keep it will damage. And so I was expecting though. And again, the tournament, it was 100% fun.
Yeah.
Very, very. Let me say
enjoyable.
It was enjoyable to watch. There were no big teams. The underdogs really
showcase.
Yeah.
Let's mention one last thing before we call it a day on this AFCON recap. The weather. You
just know that Africa is a no, because let me say the Cote d'Ivoire is West Africa, right? I know that West Africa is always hot. I know that we are much closer to
some moments where
and again sometimes we can see here in Nigeria too that currently we are battling with heat.
With severe heat.
Yeah, so that just that mostly in West Africa we have this kind of hot sun, not kind of extreme weathers. So I think that is normal. If you remember Brazil 2014 World Cup, there were a lot of cooling breaks.
Yeah, that's true. You
understand? So that is just no matter how that is the nature of that continent.
Depending on the timing and the continent and the part of the continent that you are hosting. So for as you said, AFCON was an amazing tournament, enjoyable tournament, a different brand of kind of football.
Yeah.
Also enjoyable.
And again, he really brought AFCON to the world. This tournament, you understand? People who watch like the CAF president said, we had 2 billion viewers all over the world. So something very, and again, I'll comment the VAR. Very fantastic. The way it's being used very perfectly. Because I know that some of these kind of Western world, they are expecting maybe type of error so that they can quickly this it. The only thing I can only condemn about this officiating is all those some unnecessary whistle on fouls. That's a foul that is not foul. We just see a free blow.
I don't want to mention the matches, but I saw some.
There are many because I watched them.
I saw some games also.
There are a lot of views that they are not supposed to be.
So, but nonetheless, it was a very amazing tournament. So thank you, Moses, for coming.
Yeah.
Even though Nigeria did not win it,
at least we won second.
I think we got second, and the team that won it on that day of the final, they were the best.
Yes.
So kudos to the Cote d'Ivoire national team, and congratulations on your AFCON. So that's all we have for you as regards the AFCON recap. As usual, if you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you're a fan of audio content, we have our audio content scattered around audio podcast platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. And also, we're on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram. We are on TikTok. We are on Twitter. So please do follow us and enjoy our banter on social media as usual. So thank you very much for sticking with us, and do have a nice day.